Have you ever wondered why some people, regardless of their circumstances, seem to rise from poverty to riches in a matter of months? This is not a product of mere luck or a stroke of good fortune. It's the result of a powerful force that's often overlooked: the power of positive habits. Picture this: every day, you're building your future with the bricks of your habits. Each habit, however small it may seem, is a step towards or away from your goals. Let's take a moment to explore how these positive habits can be a game changer in your financial journey. Think about it as a domino effect. One positive habit leads to another, and another, creating a cascade of changes in your life. For instance, the habit of waking up early could give you a few extra hours in your day. This could be time spent learning a new skill, planning your day, or even squeezing in a quick workout. Before long, you are healthier, more knowledgeable, and better prepared to seize the day. What about discipline, you ask? Well, discipline is the foundation of all positive habits. It's the glue that holds all your habits together. Without discipline, you're less likely to stick to your habits, and without habits, it's harder to reach your goals. So you see, these habits and discipline aren't just about making your bed or reading a book. They're about creating a lifestyle that brings you closer to your dreams. They're about carving out a path that leads to success. And the beauty of it all, anybody can adopt these habits. It doesn't matter where you're starting from. What matters is where you're headed and the habits you cultivate along the way. Now, let's imagine what your life could look like in 6 months, a year, or even 5 years from now if you started adopting positive habits today. Better yet, let's not just imagine. Let's make it happen. The secret to this transformation lies in the power of positive habits. Let's delve into the life of John, a man who went from living in a homeless shelter to owning $1 million business in just 6 months. John's story is a testament to the power of discipline and positive habits. Raised in a rough neighborhood, John found himself homeless at the tender age of 20. He was a man with nothing but a dream to break free from the chains of poverty, to rise above his circumstances, and to make a life worth living. Despite his dire situation, John started to develop a set of habits that would set the foundation for his success. Every day he would wake up at the crack of dawn, ready to seize the day. His first habit was discipline, a trait he had cultivated since his early days. Regardless of how difficult his circumstances were, John remained disciplined. He knew that discipline was the key to unlocking his potential and achieving his goals. Next came the habit of learning. John understood that knowledge was power. He spent hours in the public library, learning everything he could about business, marketing, and entrepreneurship. He was a sponge, absorbing all the information he could get his hands on. John also developed the habit of taking action. He didn't just dream about success, he worked for it. Every day he took small steps toward his goal. He started a small business selling homemade candles. It was a humble beginning, but John was not deterred. He knew that every great journey starts with a single step. Even when faced with setbacks, John remained persistent. He was no stranger to failure, but he didn't let it discourage him. Instead, he used it as a stepping stone to success. He learned from his mistakes, adjusted his strategy, and kept moving forward. John's habits didn't just change his life, they transformed it. In just 6 months, his small candle business turned into $1 million enterprise. From a homeless man with a dream, John became a successful entrepreneur. But John's story isn't just about financial success. It's about personal growth. It's about the power of discipline, learning, action, and persistence. It's about the impact of positive habits on our lives. So what can we learn from John's journey? It's simple. Success is not a destination. It's a journey. And on this journey, our habits are our guides. They shape our lives, influence our decisions, and determine our destiny. John's transformation was not a miracle. It was the result of consistent positive habits. One of the habits that John developed was the habit of saving. Saving is often perceived as a chore, as something tedious that takes away from our ability to enjoy life in the present. But let's consider this. Every dollar saved is a dollar earned. It's a seed that you plant today, which grows into a tree of financial security for your future self. You see, the habit of saving is not just about putting away money. It's about cultivating a mindset of financial discipline, of understanding that every financial decision you make today has an impact on your future. And it's this mindset that is the cornerstone of wealth creation. Let's consider some statistics. According to the Federal Reserve, nearly half of Americans would struggle to come up with $400 in an emergency. This means that for many, an unexpected car repair or medical bill could lead to financial disaster. Now imagine the peace of mind that comes with having a safety net, with knowing that you can handle life's unexpected twists and turns because you've made a habit of saving. And it's not just about emergencies. The habit of saving can also lead to financial independence. Consider the story of Ronald Redd, a janitor from Vermont who passed away in 2014 at the age of 92. Despite never earning more than $12,000 a year, Reed left behind an estate worth $8 million. His secret? The habit of saving and investing wisely. Moreover, the habit of saving isn't about how much you earn, it's about how much you save. Even if you can only save a small amount each week over time, thanks to the magic of compound interest, those small savings can add up to a substantial nest egg. Remember, wealth isn't about having a high income, it's about managing that income wisely. It's about understanding that every dollar saved is a dollar that can work for you, that can be invested to generate more wealth. The habit of saving, no matter how small, can lead to substantial wealth over time. Another significant habit that John developed was the habit of continuous learning. Now let's dig a little deeper into this. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who seems to know a little about a lot? They're usually the ones who can strike up a conversation with anyone, anywhere, at any time. They're often the ones who come up with innovative solutions, who see the world from a unique perspective. That's the power of continuous learning. John understood this power. He wasn't satisfied with just his day job. He was always reading, always researching, always asking questions. He sought to expand his knowledge, not just in his field, but in various domains. He was curious about the world, about how things worked, about how he could improve himself and his circumstances. John knew that knowledge wasn't just power, it was potential. Potential for better jobs, for better pay, for a better life. He would spend hours, days, even weeks learning about a new topic, mastering a new skill, all while juggling his regular job and other responsibilities. But he didn't see it as a sacrifice, he saw it as an investment. Take, for instance, when John learned about investing. He wasn't an economics major. He didn't have a background in finance, but he took it upon himself to learn. He read books, watched videos, attended seminars, and eventually he was able to make some smart investments that paid off in the long run. This is just one example of how continuous learning played a role in John's journey. It's about more than just acquiring knowledge. It's about applying that knowledge, using it to open doors, to create opportunities. John's story is a testament to the fact that it's never too late to learn something new, that you're never too old to grow. And so we come to realize that the habit of continuous learning isn't just about personal growth, it's about financial growth as well. It's about equipping yourself with the tools and skills you need to thrive in a constantly changing world. Continuous learning opens doors to opportunities that one could never have imagined. John's story would be incomplete without mentioning his habit of persistence. When we talk about persistence, we're talking about a trait that is more than just stubbornness or obstinacy. It's a relentless pursuit, an unwavering determination that fuels the journey to financial success. And no one embodies this more than John. If we take a step back into the earlier chapters of John's life, we find that his road to riches was not paved with gold. It was, in fact, strewn with failures, setbacks, and disappointments. But it was his habit of persistence that kept him going, that kept him fighting. There was a time when John had invested his entire savings into a business venture, only to see it crumble before his eyes. For many, this would have been the end of the road, a sign to give up, but not for John. He dusted himself off, learned from his mistakes, and vowed to try again. And try again he did, with a persistence that was as unwavering as it was inspiring. John's habit of persistence also shone through in his day-to-day financial decisions. He was persistent in his efforts to save, to learn, and to grow. He was persistent in his pursuit of financial literacy, in his dedication to understanding the complex world of finance. And it was this persistence that eventually led him to financial success. Persistence is not about never failing. It's about never giving up. It's about getting up each time you fall, learning from your failures, and using them as stepping stones to success. It's about facing challenges head-on, about not letting setbacks deter you from your path. It's about believing in yourself, even when the odds are stacked against you. And John's life is a testament to this. His journey from rags to riches was not a product of luck or chance. It was a product of his habits, of his persistence. His story teaches us that with the right habits, with the right mindset, anyone can achieve financial success. Persistence is the key to overcoming challenges and achieving one's financial goals. Now it's your turn to embark on your journey from poverty to riches. Just as the sun rises and sets each day, so too can your financial situation change. It all begins with embracing the habits we've discussed. The first step is often the hardest, but it is also the most crucial. Consider the power of saving. It's a fundamental habit that goes beyond merely setting aside a portion of your income. It's about learning to live within your means and making mindful decisions about your spending. It's about understanding that every penny saved is a penny earned, and those pennies can amass into a fortune over time. Next, let's revisit the habit of learning. Knowledge is a wealth that no one can take away from you. Invest in yourself, hone your skills, and never stop learning. Remember, the world is constantly evolving, and so should you. The more you know, the more opportunities you open up for yourself. Lastly, don't underestimate the power of persistence. Success rarely comes overnight. It's a journey filled with trials and tribulations. But those who persevere, who pick themselves up after every fall, are the ones who reach the pinnacle of success. It's time to take control of your destiny, to make the decision to break free from the chains of poverty and to stride forward on the path to riches. It's time to nurture these habits, to weave them into the fabric of your daily life. Remember, change doesn't happen in an instant. It's a process, a journey. And like any journey, it begins with a single step. So take that step today. Start saving, keep learning, and persist in the face of adversity. The journey to riches starts with a single step, and that step is developing positive habits. So what are you waiting for? Your journey to riches begins now. Before we wrap up, let's revisit the key points from John's story. John, like many of us, started from a place of financial struggle. But he didn't stay there. He made a shift, and it was not a matter of luck or a fat inheritance. It was a matter of adopting positive habits. These habits, my friends, are the stepping stones to financial success. Firstly, he embraced the habit of saving. He didn't wait until he had a lot to save. He started small. He understood that every penny saved is a penny earned. He stashed away a little of what he earned consistently. Over time, the small amounts accumulated into a substantial nest egg. Secondly, John committed to the habit of continuous learning. He understood that knowledge is power, so he read books, attended seminars, and sought advice from mentors. He constantly sought to improve himself and his understanding of money. This habit didn't just make him rich, it made him wise. Finally, John mastered the habit of persistence. Even when faced with setbacks, he remained focused on his goal. He kept pushing, kept striving, and kept believing in his dream. He understood that success is not a straight line, it's a winding journey. And so, he persisted, and it paid off. These habits transformed John's financial status. But remember, these habits are not exclusive to John. They are available to anyone willing to adopt them. You see, your journey to riches starts with developing these positive habits. It's not about where you start, but where you're heading. It's about making small, consistent changes that yield big results over time. So what's stopping you? Start saving, start learning, and most importantly, start persisting. Remember, any poor person who adopts these habits can become rich in just 6 months. What's stopping you from starting your journey today?